right, scholars, it is week 3. Can you believe we're already halfway through this 4-week intensive? And so week 3, it's time to write. I know you've been writing all along, but we are really diving into writing this week. So I've read through your argumentative essay introductory paragraphs. It appears you got a good grasp of the elements that are required for that. So we're going to move on to the next parts, plural, of the argumentative essay. So let me just go over this week's learning objectives, and then I will break down to you what is this week's agenda, So you're going to research and articulate data to support your argumentative stance. You took a stance on the topic on whether the United States should pursue space exploration. This week, you're going to actually put that your specific support in your essay, along with composing the counter argument and rebuttal. All right. I'm going to ask you to incorporate vocabulary words. As of this week, you'll have 15 words. So I'm asking you to intentionally incorporate 1 to 3 out of those 15 in your essay. Then I'm going to ask you to read a short story and identify a theme, which is going to lead us to the next writing assignment. So there's 2 writing assignments this week. So it's going to be very important that you use your time wisely and try and stick to what the agenda is. You may want to start something a little earlier, but it's totally up to you. But there's 2 writing exercises this week. All right. And then as always, Friday is listening to a story excerpt and then composing your response. So again, let's look at the overview of this week. So again, our objectives are at the top. We're on week 3. So today is Sunday. You're watching the opening video. And I'm going to talk to you about the next part, the body part of your argumentative essay. I want you to also click on this link and schedule your one-on-one Zoom meeting. There's 2 days this week to schedule it. So depending on what your schedule allows, whether it's in the morning or mid-afternoon or afternoon. All right. This week's vocabulary terms, I want you to do the same you did last week, is to look them up, define them, find out the part of speech, and then try and incorporate 1 to 3 of the 15 words in your argumentative essay, whether it's in the body, in your introduction, whatever, but find words that you can replace with 1 to 3 of those vocabulary terms that I've been giving you, and then make sure to highlight them in your essay. On Tuesday, there's going to be another video that I'm going to post that's specifically going to take you through writing the rest of the argumentative essay. So between now and Tuesday, you'll have your introduction and then your 1 to 2 body paragraphs that I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. All right. And then Tuesday, you'll watch this next video, which will talk to you about how do you compose the counter argument, rebuttal, and conclusion. All right. And so you can take a break from that, or you can proofread it. I'd like for you to have it ready for your one-on-ones. Your one-on-one with me will either be Wednesday or Thursday. So I want you to have 2 things ready for your one-on-one, your argumentative essay, whether you're finished or not, whatever you have done. And then I want you to read this short story called Thank You, Ma'am. This is the link to it. And I want you to just jot down what you think the theme or the message is that the author is trying to convey from this story, and then have that response ready. All right. So 2 things ready for your one-on-one, your argumentative essay in whatever format you have done by Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when you schedule your one-on-one. And then what you believe the theme or message is from the short story, Thank You, Ma'am. All right. And then you'll submit your final argumentative essay on Thursday. All right. You'll also begin writing your essay response to Thank You, Ma'am. So before I'll actually give you a link. So the short story response template will go live here after today. All right. There's a short story essay response template that will be linked here. Sorry, I forgot to type that in. All right. And then this week's selection is the purple hibiscus. And so that video will go live, and then the week 3 response as well. All right. As always, if you have any questions, then most definitely reach out to me or text or email. So for today, we're going to talk about your 5 words for this week are, let me get back to present mode. Sorry. Are feign, apprehensive, relegate, profound, and proliferate. Those are your 5 words that I want you to define and add to your repertoire. So make sure to look them up, look up the definitions and the parts of speech. All right. So, elements of an essay. So, I gave you your topic. Should we, the United States, be investing in space exploration? I want you to also consider who you are writing your argumentative essay to. And that would be millennials who are interested in space travel. So, depending on what stance you took, as you now think about what you're going to use to support your stance, think about who it is you're talking to, which is millennials like yourselves who may be interested in space travel. So you've already written your introduction, all right, based on last week's definition, or not definition, instructions, right? But is there another thing that you can incorporate in the beginning of your introduction that might capture your millennials' attention? Sometimes that's using an anecdote, which is just a short little narrative, a quote or a definition, a question, or a surprising fact. This is what's called the attention grabber. So your introductions are fine the way you've written them, but at the very beginning, is there something that you can add to it that will just give that wow factor at the very beginning? So if you feel like you already have that, that's fine. But if you want to really challenge yourself, then try and think about something that would be a wow factor that would absolutely engage your readers right away. Think about when you go and you're listening to someone speak, what is it that he or she does that gets you engaged right away? So you want to do the same thing with your writing. So now that you're getting into the body, all right, the questions are always, how many paragraphs do I need? How many facts or details do I need? What type of order? All right. So again, this is that there are no wrong answers. All right. So depending on, I'd like for you to choose 1 to 2 specific details that support your stance. So you might have to do a little research, whether that's on the internet, social media. What are 2 specific details or facts that you could use to support your stance? All right. Now, the way you organize that is totally up to you. If you decide to put all 2 facts in one body paragraph, that's fine. So it's going to be a little longer. Or if you feel like each fact deserves its own paragraph, so then you have 2 body paragraphs. Again, that is your choice as a writer. So however you want to organize it, go ahead and do it that way. But there's nothing wrong with having 1 body paragraph, and there's nothing wrong with having 2 body paragraphs or 3 body paragraphs or 4 or 5. It depends on the topic. But for this particular exercise, I want you to probably either do 1 body paragraph or 2 body paragraphs, because you need 2 specific facts that support your stance. And that's all I'm asking you to write at this part, because the next step for the argumentative essay is going to be the counter argument, rebuttal, and then the conclusion. But I would like for you to wait until you have viewed the video that I'm going to give you on Wednesday. All right. So that is it. Again, for today's opening video. Again, please refer to this document that's going to have all the links. Don't forget to schedule your one-on-one Zoom meeting. It will be Zoom. I'm going to ask that you do have your cameras on, since it's just going to be the 2 of us, and that you be willing to share your screen if necessary. Again, you have your vocabulary term, and then you'll get another video on Tuesday that will instruct you on writing the next part of your argumentative essay. So I hope that you're appreciating the fact I'm breaking this essay down into parts, and I hope that you're garnering what you need for this particular school year. So again, as always, make sure to email me or text me at 248-514-3306 if you have any questions. All right, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Be well.